The year is 1492. Christopher Columbus lands on an island in the Caribbean. He is greeted by the Arawak people, who offer him gifts of gold and food. Columbus claims the land for Spain. Then he demands gold. When the Arawak cannot provide enough, he orders them to be captured and enslaved. Within decades, the Arawak people are gone. Not thousands, not millions, but tens of millions. Over the next 4 centuries, the population of the Americas would decline by an estimated 100 million people. This was the American Holocaust, the most massive act of genocide in the history of the world. The first victims were the Arawak people of Hispaniola. Within decades of Columbus's arrival, their population had been decimated by disease, enslavement, and murder. The Spanish conquistadors did not see them as human. They were resources to be exploited. The pattern was set: wherever the Europeans went, the native populations collapsed. In 1519, Hernán Cortés arrived in Mexico. He marched on the Aztec capital of Tenochtitlan, a city of 250,000 people. He was greeted by the Emperor Moctezuma as a god. Cortés repaid his hospitality by taking the emperor hostage. Within 2 years, the Aztec Empire had fallen. The city was destroyed, and millions of Aztecs were dead. In 1532, Francisco Pizarro led a small Spanish force into the heart of the Inca Empire. He captured the Emperor Atahualpa and demanded a roomful of gold for his release. The gold was delivered, but Pizarro executed Atahualpa anyway. The Inca Empire crumbled. Millions died from the Spanish invasion and the diseases that followed. In 1511, a Dominican friar named Antonio de Montesinos stood before the Spanish colonists of Hispaniola. He delivered a sermon that would echo through history. "Tell me, by what right or justice do you keep these Indians in such a cruel and horrible servitude? Why do you keep them so oppressed and weary, not giving them enough to eat nor taking care of them in their illness? For with the excessive work you demand of them they fall ill and die, or rather you kill them with your desire to extract and acquire gold every day." The Spanish and Portuguese did not just kill the indigenous peoples, they enslaved them. They forced them to work in silver mines in Bolivia and sugar plantations in Brazil. The conditions were brutal, and millions died. The African slave trade was a direct result of the labor shortage caused by the collapse of the indigenous population. The genocide continued into the 19th century. In the United States, the Indian Removal Act of 1830 forced Native Americans to march west on the Trail of Tears. Thousands died. The pattern was the same across the hemisphere: destruction, displacement, and death. The indigenous people of the Americas were being systematically eliminated. Here is the question that remains: how could such a horror happen? The destruction of the Americas was driven by greed, racism, and the Doctrine of Discovery, the idea that European Christians had the right to claim lands inhabited by non-Christians. The genocide of the Americas is the great crime of the modern era. It is a crime that has never been fully acknowledged, and it has never been fully punished. But the indigenous people of the Americas have survived. They are still here. And they will never forget.